Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 7, Week 5, Day 3. So today, we don't have as much going on, pretty tame week. We do have the little Centaur pet thing, which has been out for a little while. One pretty noteworthy thing with pets happening this week is not the one necessarily today, but this Saturday we're going to be getting the Quetzalma one. I keep forgetting its name. It's has something like that. It should be QU something something. Yeah, Quetzalma, or the Quetzaltini, Quetzaltini, how do you say that? However you say that. This is available this Saturday. It's never been available free to play yet, so you'll be able to get that Saturday. I believe this was the Season 4 pets, I'm pretty sure. Whichever one the Phoenix Stone campaign was. It's either 3rd or 4, I'm pretty sure it was the 4th one. But you'll be able to get that free this Saturday, so definitely make sure to do so. If you're playing free to play, it's the first time you've ever been able to get it. And if you just happen to not do the Season 4 pass back then, well, you can still get it then as well. This Saturday. The one today is pretty kind of useless though. This thing's been out for a while. Centaurs as a typing's pretty underwhelming, but nonetheless, if nothing else, is some free pet food, which, you know what, I'm actually just going to probably grab real quick. The only problem with that though is we can't really do it with the correct hero class. Oh well, we'll still go with it. Also, this is like the only one I still have Bronze Like Pistol for. There's no wait time today? No. Oh no, I had everything set up today and was like, might as well start it. Oh, tomorrow might be a little bit later because tomorrow is Thanksgiving. And I will be celebrating it. We will still have our normal stream tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, due to Thanksgiving, it might be a few minutes late if I'm still busy with something. But overall, it should be correct time, as it normally is. Because I'm still celebrating, but I'm celebrating earlier in the day, so it shouldn't interfere with the stream time, most likely. Let's see, we'll throw that down. And we still have the little festive skulls for it as well. Which we'll probably have for probably the rest of this week. Definitely at least today and tomorrow. Maybe even Friday. I still wish you could put like custom skulls, which one you actually want at a given time. I wish you could change all of them. You used to be able to with the file system in the game. And they never actually implemented a way to do so in the game itself. Like, that'd be a great way to try to sell cosmetics too. Like $1 for a reskin of a gem. People would buy that. I would buy it. As long as they don't make it like absurdly expensive, like, oh, $5 or $10 for this one reskin. I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't done that yet. After 7 years. Like, they literally have custom skulls already. Like, dozens upon dozens of them. They wouldn't even need to do anything in that regard. They would just have to do it to all the other colors. We're getting there for the hero class. We haven't maxed it yet. The reason I'm doing this team right now is because the new hero class can't run with Phoenicia, and for pet battles, I still kind of want to be running Phoenicia. But no, we haven't maxed yet. I believe I'm at 95, I want to say. But the only reason I'm running not Elementalist right now is it just is way quicker with Redstorm. And due to Elementalist no longer having Fire Tree, because they removed it before it got released, it unfortunately cannot really be used with Phoenicia. Which is unfortunate, because it is Elementalist synergy there. Without the Firestorm that she needs, you can't really do it. Otherwise, you need to use a whole nother troop as the Firestorm for your team. Compared to something like Sunspear or something similar. But no, we will be using it for most things today still, the Elementalist. Probably for the rest of this week. And then we should have it maxed. Okay, I need mana for her. And that's match. Or actually, one more hit will be match. A little short. Keep forgetting we're on like the final set battle, so there's no way that's gonna one-shot. I just want a Bronze Like Pistol here. The only problem is it's not gonna be enough mana, is it? I could take that. I'm doing that and try for green off of Sky. Did not get it. 2 mana short. Really unfortunate. That should be match. Oh, the only problem is that might actually survive. Yep, ever so barely. 5 HP. That is exceedingly unfortunate. So I think we just kill it off explosion because the Doom Skull got exploded. There we go. And of course we already have all the copies we need, but still need more pet food. Always good to have. Tributes ready as well, apparently. 20 gems, nice. Alright, so next order of business. I guess we'll mess around with the World event. So of course we still got that going on. I believe the guild is like 1 or 2 tiers away. So we must assist. Let's see, Divinity Dreams. Almost said Divinity Fields. And as far as order, the easiest way to know what to do, they do it in battles of 2. And the 3 that you should be going for are Astral Spirit and the 2 new ones. Unfortunately, this is neither of those two things, but it's double Orion, so we kind of have to choose Orion since we don't have another choice. But if you can choose, you want to be going for Astral Spirit in the one set and the 2 new troops in the other 2 sets. So as long as you remember you have to go for Astral Spirits and new ones, you should be fine for taking correct order. It's pretty straightforward. Not as complicated as some of the other weeks we've had. Less straightforward than some of the other ones, but also overall less complicated. Also, the scoring for them is relatively similar too. So even if we get stuck having to take a bad one, it's not really that big a deal. Yeah, Centaur and this guy is the other 2. It's Astral Spirit, Centaur, and whatever this guy's name. I just keep forgetting his name. Anarius. Astral Spirit plus the 2 new ones. Let's see if we throw it down. Hope that hits. I almost said hope that misses. That would be funny. Oh, he does have Submerge. That's slightly concerning. Because I don't have any way to kill him. Now we do. You could also just let him do the skull. But anyways, hello everyone. Hope all you've been doing well this Thanksgiving Eve. Hello, Mr. Hello, Tyrion. Though Thanksgiving Eve isn't really much of a thing, is it? Though it is theoretically. Hello, Mr. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Hung. Hello, Daddy Shark. Hello, Gem God Diaz. Hello, Gerudo. Hello, Mr. Hello. Hello, Bushgun. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, the 10th Battle Crasher is really annoying. I hope they rescale it somehow. There's a bunch of data on the forum, too, as to how many it takes. And it's pretty ridiculous how many of the final copies take in some people. Like, I think it's almost hit triple digits for some people. Like, really high double digits is how long you can it could take if you get really unlucky. And that's a lot of battles. Like, a ridiculously high amount. I don't think we've ever gotten that unlucky yet, though we're getting close. So, hello, Andrew. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Hello, David. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Okay, that just wipes. Feels nice having a weaker battle. Centaur's better here, even though it's lower rarity. Doesn't make any sense, but it is the case. Yeah, I've kind of stopped timing how long it takes to do the thing. We've kind of deduced that it takes approximately 15 minutes to do it with the Rowan build, and about 10 minutes to do it with the super quick Dust Devil team. Though, of course, you can have quicker or longer. Like, one day it took us, like, under 10 minutes to do a Rowan. And then another day it took us like, what, 13 minutes to do Dust Devil? It really just depends overall how the final Battle Crasher is. Hopefully it'll still make one more tweak to it, because the rest of the drops seem kind of okay. But something about that final Battle Crasher just always feels like it takes forever. Like, the first 9 are so quick, and then that last one just never wants to drop. So hopefully it'll do something to adjust that. It almost feels like it's arbitrarily, like, harder than the other ones. Like, whatever scaling it has seems like it just breaks once it hits the 10th one that you need. So, hello, Roman. Welcome, welcome. And this is Astral Spirit. It's also our final battle if we don't get a, lucky here. Oh, no, we did get our Val Raven. Nice. That's probably the last one we're getting today. So, take that one over for now. That'll be enough to get our mana flowing. Actually, we even got extra turn from Sky. Very nice. And pretty sure we just win. But yeah, the thing's still really insane. Centaur again with the wild card spam. I'm really curious to see if they're going to be nerfing it this month, or, you know, before the end of the year. Because if they're keeping it like that, gosh, is the meta going to be interesting. Like 70% of all teams are going to start running Centaur again. Like, even teams that don't necessarily even need skull spam might even just start running it just to have it. But then literally, like, almost every skull spam team will start using it. Like, even this team has no skull spam and is using it pretty fine. It does have board clear though, which kind of helps it. But it doesn't have skull spam at all. Yeah, it still functions. Obviously can't really use skull spam because of the restriction that we have for the event. I don't think we get a single skull spammer for the entire event. Oh no, some of them do extra damage off a skull. So that doesn't actually help us. But none of these do. Not a single one of these spawns skulls. even though somehow they all have the word skull somewhere in their name. But some of them might be like score reductions, other things. But nope, not a single one. Hello, Jinky, welcome. Yeah, I normally just spam it and explore until it happens. We kind of just keep doing it over and over and over again until we eventually hit it. That's been my strategy for finding the battle crashers. I know there's been a lot of discussion on the forum, like, that it shouldn't really be that time limited and stuff like that. Still curious if they're going to tweak it. It's definitely not optimal the way they have it now. My biggest concern with how they have it now is more so just the lack of indication of how far you've progressed on it. The fact that you can't just check something to see if you're 0 out of 10 or 6 out of 10 or something. That's not too big of a deal for where we're currently at. Though I could see that being exceedingly annoying if, well, like, one day you end at, like, 2 out of 5. And then for, like, the rest of time, you keep forgetting, like, what on earth you're at. Like, if you don't go for 10 every single day, it's exceedingly annoying to keep track of what it is based on the current system. Because there's no indicator that tells you how many of the 10 you found on a given day. And if you're at a weird number, you have to remember what that weird number is every single time. And if that weird number changes, then you have to re-remember whatever that number is then. These ones at 0, it's a little bit easier to keep track of. Because it's at the same spot every time. Alright, one more unless we get lucky off of Valraven here. Yeah, I've still been trying to do as many Elementalist teams as we possibly can. Even this, if I'm not mistaken, is Elementalist. There's no reason why this team should be using Elementalist, but I need EXP. That's, like, literally the only reason why this team's running Elementalist. Oh, Entangle does help, technically. Can't really underestimate that Entangle. It does a lot of work some battles. When you start to scale in, like, super high difficulty. There's an argument to be made that Elementalist is actually tankier than Sentinel, which is the tankiest hero class in the game, just because of Entangle. If the team can be entangled, then Elementalist, as long as it gets going a little bit, is basically going to be tankier. It isn't naturally tankier, but if one of your random entangles hits first slot, you're pretty much good to go. Like, they can't really do much to you for a while. Alright, so, I should probably switch to armor, because almost everything we're about to do will be Rowan build now. For almost the rest of the stream. Because we need some class XP. That's not the team I want. Give me the Rowan quick kill. And of course, still trying to level this up. Hopefully I'll have it done by this weekend. That is the goal. Probably this Saturday or Sunday we'll get it max. But we're getting there. We're at 94 right now. Probably 96 by the end of the stream. Which means technically we'll have it done by Saturday then at that rate. I don't know, actually we'll have it done by Friday. What am I saying? Because on Thanksgiving we'll probably reach around 98, and then Friday we'll probably hit 100. Unless we're slightly short, in which case it will be Saturday. But either Friday night or Saturday night we should be able to finally have it done. Which means I should probably cover a video this Friday going over, because I probably won't have time tomorrow, given the holiday. But this Friday we should cover a video going over how to farm class XP. There's multiple different ways. And I kind of need to cover it before we have all of our hero classes maxed again and are incapable of actually seeing the EXP drops. Or actually, we could still see the EXP drops, but you know, it's less relevant in that regard because we've already would have had all the classes maxed once again. Why we're Wayne over Gnome Grinder? Because Gnome Grinder, almost every variant of it can't put a hero into it. And if it does, it becomes basically the speed of Rowan anyways. But we're trying to get class XP right now. And Gnome Grinder can really only fit Slayer class for the most part. Like, every Gnome Grinder variant can't really use a generic hero class in its slot. And the few that do, they're basically the same speed as a Rowan by that point. Like, the quick Gnome Grinder teams don't fit generic heroes. It's either Slayer hero class or no hero class. But they can't fit, like, any generic one in there. Like this team can. We can use literally any hero class in first slot and it will function pretty much effectively the same. It does work slightly better with Green Storm or Blue Storm hero classes, particularly Green Storm. However, it's definitely not required. These Elementals has neither of those two things, and obviously it's working perfectly fine. Apparently we got our daily gems. You'll have 100 by the end of the stream. Nice. Congrats. It's a great milestone to have. Elementalist does get a bit of a benefit from being max. It's not one of those hero classes that you get at max just for the sake of doing it. It actually does have a purpose. It has all the immunity, so like stun. That's literally the only one that comes to mind. Stun, Devour, Disease, a few others. I actually can't remember the full list off the top of my head. You know, the generic ones that hero classes normally gets off that one trait. And then the other one that is probably even more noteworthy than the immunities is the elemental bonus. So whenever something on your team casts a spell, every single elemental on your team gains 1 magic. And it's going to be pretty good with like Truffle Loop, as well as the fact that almost every team you're going to be building around it is probably going to be pure elemental. Maybe not like literally every single one. But even like a team like this is 3 elemental right now. The only thing that's not is Leprechaun. Not like we're trying to with this team. But we do have 2 things that would gain a benefit from it. There's quite a few compositions that you would end up doing. The Mirage Queen unfortunately doesn't. But normally like your hero and your damage source would end up benefiting from it, and then you'd have like one other mana generator, and then the other one would likely be Mirage Queen for the half mana start. So like half of your team would benefit from the magic normally when you're building an Elementalist team. There are some that wouldn't, like a Zugoff build obviously, if you're kind of doing it down that route, or something similar like Skull Spam. But quite a few of the other builds that are actually cast oriented will. Which is probably the main benefit of maxing it, compared to getting it level 70. Can you ask why not a Doom Scythe or Sin's Harvest with this Centaur Zugoff team? They would work. We don't necessarily need Curse, though. It would allow the thing to devour, but I wouldn't necessarily want to block purple. One of the reasons for the weapon we choose, especially when we did Flamefer, Flask not so much because it did block, but particularly something like Flamefer, which is what you normally run with a Zugoff more often than not. Or at least, you know, in like quick kill teams, because it refreshes burn, but also the main reason, it doesn't actually block any mana from Zugoff. And normally your weapon choice wants to do that. And purple weapons would block it on purple. The reason that wasn't so bad with Flask, even though it double blocked Zugoff, is mostly because Flask mana generates so much that it wasn't as big a deal. But something like a damage weapon or something just to play Curse so you could devour wouldn't end up working as well. Because you can normally just kill whatever is immune to devour with Zugoff anyways. In that kind of composition. Because you still have a way to get bypass devour. Alright, so we did that, let's clear out, oh wait, we already did. Let's go do the Underworld then. That will probably hand out a code. Of course, we've been doing in City of Thieves. To my understanding, City of Thieves is still the best delve in the game. And if it statistically isn't, I want to know how. I'm pretty sure someone has the breakdown somewheres. But I'm pretty sure, just based on the sheer fact of how broken this place is, that without like data breaking it down completely, I am pretty confident City of Thieves is the best delve in the entire game. Though I'm pretty sure the data also backs that up. Someone has probably broke it down. Though there's no way this isn't the most broken faction in the entire game. It's literally one room away from every single room. It's possible for the entire layout to be all tier 5s and tier 4s. And every single treasure room is within 1 from the starting spot. Meaning if you have like a Cedric or something similar, you could just go directly towards it. It also allows you to take every multiplier in perfect multiplier order, because every room is exactly 1 room away from starting position. I'm not sure why they made City of Thieves so perfect. But it is a super broken faction for loot. And also, you can use Rowan build here, which is something else that's pretty relevant. The team compositions you have for low-level kill range are pretty good, most notably Rowan. There's also a few others that you could do based on the color restriction. If I'm not mistaken, you can even get away with Tesla. You have to use a Thrall version of Tesla, but you can still use Tesla here. Hey, 95. Because I believe it's blue-purple for restriction, if I'm not mistaken. Why didn't they make more like it instead of making the rest terrible? You mean the new troop? I am kind of curious about that too. Because a lot of the wildcard options are pretty underwhelming. Like, we were messing with the weapon yesterday and the other day. I'm not sure if we're going to mess with it much today, though. But, because it's kind of bad. But, yeah, it's kind of bad. But, like, every wildcard option that isn't the new epic troop that came out this week is pretty bad. Even, like, the mythic we get all the way at the end. All it does is create 4 4x wild cards. Or, you know, 4 of them that have the 4x multiplier on it. And does like an AoE poke. It is very bad. Like, we've already seen what 4 wild card spawn does off of Wild Orb. And it is not that good. Like, whenever it does 3 or 4, it's really disappointing. Like, unless it's doing like 8 or 7. Off its higher end of the cast, it feels like it's doing almost nothing. But yeah, they definitely should reconsider the balance on every wildcard option right now. Oh, why didn't they make more delves good like City of Thieves? They made a few kind of good like City of Thieves. Mirrored Halls. Trying to think of more. Crypt was okay. Like, Crypt was the original one that was like, wow, this place is overpowered. Then City of Thieves came in and it's like, oh, never mind. But, yeah, Silver Necropolis, Mirrored Halls, and City of Thieves are probably the best 2, if I'm not mistaken. There might be a breakdown that shows one of them statistically better, though. The last I recall, those are the best 3. Mirrored Halls is kind of like this one, except you can't get to every room within 1 battle. Which makes it a little bit worse because you get to the high multipliers a little bit slower. However, it still kind of works. Kind of similarly, just not as good. Plus the team choices you have for it aren't as strong compared to City of Thieves. And then Crypt also has a similar issue. Not only are the multipliers slightly lower overall, but the distribution has it so you have to actually do 2 battles in order to get to some of them. Or technically 3, like the middle battle and then another battle and then it's all the way at the end. Which is a lot more than the other 2 layouts. Actually, not more than Mirrored Halls. It has the same issue that Mirrored Halls does, basically. Like, the multipliers are kind of there, but you can't get to the bigger ones until a few battles later. Unlike City of Thieves, where it's all 1 space away. I think that was our final battle, right? Oh, no. Never mind. That was our first one of 3. Whoops. Well, it was the final battle for the Delve, not the final of the sets. The reason I thought that is I saw the number 50, and it's like, oh, yeah. I was like thinking, like, Tuesday faction numbers. It's like, oh, yeah, we've already done a couple. Because that's always a habit, because normally when we see a level 50 faction, that meant we already did 3 factions prior to it. Because normally that means we did that 20, 30, 40, and then we just did it on 50. Which technically means 4, not 3. But I forgot we're not doing it on a Tuesday event. Which is weird for me, because we're almost always doing it when it's a new one, or a, because I don't normally do my daily, delves like we're doing right now. I normally just skip it and don't bother doing them. They're not that bad, though. And if you're progressing through the game, you should be always doing them, ideally. They don't take that long. Like you can see, we're almost already, like, done with them. You basically have to do, what, 27 battles? But all 27 of those battles die in 1 shot. Unless you're trying to get further into, like, 500 or something. Or if you're just doing that, like, a low-level range. They get done pretty quick. Hello, Bill Warhammer. Welcome, welcome. Does Worm Run have chance for 8 treasure rooms? I know a lot of them were % chance, though. So the chance of that happening is pretty rare. Also, the only problem with getting treasure room spam is the multipliers on them tend to get a bit lower. Which is one nice thing that is actually about City of Thieves. Is even though it has... no, it still has a pretty good number of treasure rooms. But it has a lot of really good multipliers because of the 2 tier 5s. So it ends up making it so you could just take those tier 5s, get those really huge multipliers, and then it applies to all the treasure rooms. Which is kind of convenient. Because theoretically, it is potentially possible that if a given delve had literally all treasure rooms, like every single thing being a treasure room, it could ultimately be worse than City of Thieves despite every room being a treasure room. Simply because of the way that the tiers are broken down amongst treasure rooms. Like there's only like, what, 2 tier 5s? Maybe 3 tier 5s? I can't remember these days. And then, oh, you know, there's only like a set amount per every single tier. Which will make it so your overall multiplier is going to be a little bit worse. Compared to something like City of Thieves that has 2 guaranteed tier 5s. This one right here and this one. Also, I believe there are tier 5s that can be treasure rooms too. It's not guaranteed though. Also, you normally want to take Cedric first if you have any amount of gold farm. Which even with this, we kind of do. It's not too big a deal though. We're not too concerned about going for loot right now. But normally you do want to see if you have a tier 2 treasure room if it is a Cedric. Which in that case it was. Because it'll give you a lot of extra gold throughout the delve. The only problem here is that we kind of got reorganized. But luckily it's still enough to one-shot them. Yeah, one more set. Like these two right here are always guaranteed tier 5s. Hello, Cookie. Welcome, welcome. Oh, so that one tier 5 over there, I believe, is guaranteed to be better multiplier. But I want to take these first because these multiply the reward of whatever multiplied room we're getting there. Also, technically, I should be checking for Cedric, as I mentioned earlier. I don't normally do daily delve, so it's not a habit of mine. Oh, no, I didn't have a tier 2. But when you see a tier 2, you want to check to see if it's Cedric or not. And if it is, do it immediately. We did it on the previous layout, we don't on this one. If you don't see any tier 2s, you don't even need to check. But if you do have tier 2s, you have to check every single tier 2 just to see if it's a Cedric treasure room. That'll substantially increase your overall amount of loot, because it gives that 100% gold gain to all 4 of your troops. This only applies to that number right over there. However, even if you're only casting Leprechaun once every single battle, it's still quite a bit of gold. Given that you're doing it for 8 subsequent battles. Or sorry, 7 subsequent battles. Because I forgot, you gotta take the middle one as well beforehand. So close yet so far. Probably go for crowns next. We'll hand out a code first, though, before we go farm our crowns. I just don't believe we're getting any interesting rewards for a while now, either. Like, the next reward we get on paid side is, what, 35? I believe that's the same day that free-to-play gets, the lion? Though both the 2 troops are kind of meh, the lion and the mermaid thing. But people might still need it for kingdom upgrades, of course. But we get that one stun weapon that day on paid side. It's a pretty underwhelming weapon, though. Honestly, the one on free side actually seems better than the one on paid side, which is kind of funny. I wonder if they did that deliberately. Because the one on paid side is actually worse. I think it's like a 4-time stun into like some other thing. Whereas the other one's like a true damage pool. Which I don't think it has extra turn though, like rope dart. If it did, it could literally beat a new rope dart. I don't think it does. Which is kind of unfortunate because it's going to be kind of average otherwise. But still better than the one you get on paid side, which is kind of funny. Though if nothing else, there's not too many ways to stun with hero classes. However, that being said, elementals exist now. So, even though there's not too many ways to stun with hero classes, there is one really good way to do so now. And that, of course, is elementalists. Yeah, it's kind of strange, because the one we get is this one right here. I believe it's like, what, a 4-time stun? Oh, wait, no, it's not on 35. Where was it? Oh, no, it's at 25. My bad. Oh, that's actually pretty soon, then. Let's see, I go up 2 rewards, 2 rewards. What day is that? Saturday? Right? Because today's Wednesday. That brings us here. Tuesday. Or, sorry, Friday. Saturday. Wait, no. Why are my days so messed up? No, it's on Friday. Because today is Wednesday. That moves us here. Thursday moves us there. Oh, we're getting this weapon on Friday. Friday night. Well, technically Friday morning if you want to farm it then. Stun all enemies and then creates 3 elemental stars. It's kind of underwhelming. The one on free side is deal a bunch of true scatter damage. And then pull the last enemy to the front. So basically rope dart but worse. Do we still know what Tide's Lash's extra things are? Let me go check. Because we weren't able to see it last time. And I want to see if they've actually updated it or not. So if I go click on weapons. Oh, it's already released though. Show all. And I need Tide's Lash. I might as well just type in Lash. Because I think something else has the word Tide in it. So if I just type in the weapon Lash. There it is. Does it get anything good? Like, I want this to have extra turn so badly, it probably doesn't though. It gets to gain life. Freezes the first enemy. Though I'm not sure how that interacts with its pull and what order that would do it in. I believe that would freeze the new first enemy based on order, because it will likely move the enemy first. So it pulls the last enemy to front, and then it freezes that new front enemy. I'm pretty sure is the order in which it does. Yeah, nothing done is particularly good. Yeah, it's not going to be the new rope dart, which is kind of sad. Alright, did they ever fix this button yet? This purchase is not available right now. Come back later. Nope. The answer is that. Anyways, let me go hand out code. And then we'll go mess around with trying to get these daily crowns. And go from there. Beta weapon's actually kind of average then. It's much better just to use normal rope dart than the new lash weapon. I'm really curious to see what would happen if it actually did have extra turn on it. I'm pretty sure rope dart would still be better due to the entangle. Because entangle's a lot more relevant than the freeze in most situations. So there are some situations where it could be the other way around. But without the extra turn, it's just not going to be usable compared to rope dart. Because you have to sacrifice your whole turn for it. 1 second. Trying to figure out where the thing is. There it is. Put that in there. Put that in there. Click refresh. Give this to you guys. Copy the whole thing. And that's not where I want to put it. Whoops. I almost put it back to where my code section was. I almost just copy pasted that code back into the code section that I got it from, which was kind of funny. And also would be kind of pointless. But there you guys go. There's the redeem code you use on gemsofwar.com or the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over here is where you put in for your invite code. Redeem code's right over there in chats. Copy paste the random numbers and letters starting with B7. And give same word as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. There you guys go. Unusable on PC mobile version of the game. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps out a lot and is greatly appreciated because there is no dislike button anymore. So people don't know how much you like the video unless you actually leave a like now. So definitely feel free to do so. Helps out a lot. Anyway, so let's go to the crowns. So obviously we haven't done any of our crowns yet, so we shall go do it while farming elementalists. So let's just kind of do standard Cinemirage with this. Of course, it is quicker to use the Ironhawk Dust Devil team, but I want classic XP, so we're going to be using this. Yep, no problem, everyone. Yeah, the 10th Battle Crasher could be really annoying. I almost want to start a timer just for the 10th Battle Crasher, just to see how long it takes us to get every single day. I still hope that they end up tweaking it. Well, the tweaks that they made on the second day of this event, or, you know, of the crown thing, was nice. The last Battle Crasher is still so annoying. The other 9 are fine, though. But that 10th one just takes a little too long to get some days. Especially the days you get unlucky. Also, loading screens have been getting slightly loadier recently. Also, we haven't seen a single copy drop yet. Come on now. I know we're only like 5 battles in. But he likes to clump up into like 4 at once. I know I haven't gotten them today. Our first one's hiding on us. Yeah, you can kind of disable the like-dislike, but, I don't know, it's just kind of weird now. Because the weirdest thing I found about the fact that there's no dislike button now is by default, and the way that most videos are going to be, it shows your total number of likes and then no dislikes. The biggest issue with this is there's no ratio of like to dislike shown publicly anymore. So the only thing that's shown is how many total likes there are in a video. And that kind of hurts small channels a lot. Because if you don't know what the dislike ratio is on a video, then, and you just see like it has double digits likes, then that's normally goes over kind of bad. Which kind of hurts like all smaller channels. Because if you see like double-digit likes on like a 1 million subscriber channel, it's like, oh gosh, what did they do? Because they would have to have done something like horrifically bad. And then it's like on the smaller channel, it's like, yeah, that's kind of what we're aiming for. We'll be lucky if we even hit triple ever. No, on Monday videos we do, and like guide videos and stuff, but you know, on streams we never do, obviously. Unless it's like one of the biggest streams ever. Like them dropping a new kingdom, a new update, a new everything at like the same time. Let's see. Throw that down. Oh, I found one crown. Did they revert it back to the first day drop rates? Gosh. Well, unlucky today. Scared to see how long the last one's gonna take. I have watched or not watched a video based on the like-dislike ratio before. Though I have never done it based on like the total number of likes. Like if a video had like 1 like on it or like 5 or something, I would still watch it. But if I saw like a video had like 10 likes and then like 200 downvotes, well, at that point I might be like curious, like what on earth did they do? But normally like something like that is like, yeah, it's probably not good. It's like those kind of situations is what I'm referring to. Oh, sorry, Isabel, what were you asking? Are you going to max out the class this stream? No, we're doing that on Friday, most likely. Either Friday or Saturday is the day we're going to be maxing it. Because we should hit 96 or so this stream. Then we'll hit like 98 or so tomorrow night. And then realistically, whatever's left should be done on Friday night. But that's something else too. Like, let's say, for example, you're looking for, I don't know, you're trying to troubleshoot like some piece of technology and you had an issue with it. And there's like 2 different videos and they're both at like around, let's say 20,000 views, and they both seemingly based on title and thumbnail and everything have the answer you want. And then one of them's like 90% upvote and the other one's like 40% upvote. The one that was 90% was probably more so the correct answer. But now if you look at them, there's almost no way to distinguish the 2 videos from each other, despite one being better than the other. But there's no public indication of one being better than the other. Which is the weirdest thing with the system now. You just click the top one, and if it's bad, you just go to the next one. But yeah, but you won't have a quicker indicator for it now. Before, you could find that out within, like, 10 seconds. Now you gotta actually watch, like, multiple minutes and then figure out. Or even go through the process of doing whatever they say in the video, then realizing, oh, this didn't work, and then, oh, on to the next one. It just takes so much more time compared to the previous format. Oh, is that something I haven't really been paying too much attention to? YouTube analytics as far as where we show up on pages. I've really been trying to optimize it lately. Actually, I haven't even been using not thumbnails, but I haven't even been tagging my videos lately. And I'm pretty sure it has almost no impact on how well our videos show on this top screen. Mostly because we're already so established. You can't do that if you're trying to break into something that you're not already established into. But because we're actually so established into Gems of War, I'm pretty sure if I go into YouTube right now with no thingy on, it should probably bring us up like immediately. Gosh, my E key. I have the other keyboard there, but I don't feel like using it at the moment. So if we type in like Gems of War, actually I will go use it right here. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, we still have priority. I haven't even been tagging my videos properly and we still show up, which is kind of interesting. Hey, there's our live stream. Our live stream shows up as the very fourth thing you would see if you're not logged into an account. Interesting. Workshop is a little bit higher, though. Maybe I need to tag this heavier. Actually, this one I think does have tags because it defaults off of whatever I last did. Interesting. But like these videos, I didn't tag them at all. I think the only tag I have is Gems of War, and that's literally... Well, I did just type that in, didn't I? Maybe that's a bad search term to do that. Because that's literally the only tag I actually have on them lately. I don't know, what else would you do to find the thing? What if I typed in like... No, if I typed in wildcard, that wouldn't bring it up. I'm trying to think of like what else you could type in to try to get to Gems of War. Oh, it's not that big a deal. Anyways. Just wanted to say. That's a bit of a bad example though, because it's literally the only tag I actually have in the in their descriptions these days. Like normally if I'm doing a video for let's say like something Nintendo related, I'm literally going to use up every single character possible to tag it like crazy. And then for Gems of War videos lately, it's like, Gems of War, done. Hello, Gadget, welcome. Yeah, I actually struggled a bit to get the new Legendary. I got the first copy in 100, and then the second copy because I wanted more than one just in case I wanted to do a build with it, though it wasn't really viable to. It took me another 400. So it took us 500 total keys to get it. Yeah, generally I would not advise spending gems on event keys. I would try avoiding it when you can. They're pretty pricey for what they are. Because even if you're buying them in bulks of 50, they cost 13.5 gems each. Compared to something like a gem key that's only 9 gems each, I mean. Like, if you're mass buying keys, the best two values is normally to spam gem keys in 50 sets or VIP keys in 50 sets. Though realistically, for most people, gem keys in 50 sets. Because then they cost 9 each. Because theoretically, the event key drop table is literally just a gem key drop table, but more expensive. The only difference is that it's concentrated on a single kingdom. But you're paying basically 4.5 more gems per key, just to have it focused on a certain specific kingdom. Which adds up pretty quick when you're opening a lot. Like when you're doing smaller numbers, it doesn't matter as much. But if you're doing like hundreds upon hundreds of keys, that starts to add up very quick. 4.5 more per key. Why'd I do that? That's the only problem with using black manacles and why I actually like using Ursageous shield there sometimes. If I use Ursageous shield, I won't feel tempted to cast it to try to kill out the enemy team. If I have black manacles there, I will. And if I'm doing a battle like that where it can't one-shot, I just failed. Because I just wasted time compared to just doing Ruin. A solution to that would be lower the difficulty so black manacles is actually in kill range. Problem with that though is we get slightly less loot. The better solution is just don't cast black manacle. I believe that is our 5th. Somehow only our 5th. But I'm pretty sure that's exactly our 5th. There's an easy way to tell. Since we're exactly at 0, we can see how many rewards we moved up. And right here we can see we moved up 1 reward, which means I gotta find another 5. Until we have completed them for today. So we're halfway there. Well, technically less than halfway because the later half actually takes more time than the first half. Unless we get lucky. I feel like we've been unlucky enough that the second half actually could be quicker. Hey, you just have to watch it. True. That might be one of the reasons why YouTube changed it too. I didn't think about that until you just mentioned that. But yeah, that might actually be a reason why they disabled the dislike button too. Because you can't actually tell if a video is good or bad now until you watch it. Which makes it so you have to watch more stuff. That is true. – Because unless you're pausing a video and then reading the comment section for like a few minutes before you watch the video, you wouldn't actually know, since there's no like-dislike ratio anymore. Which means on average people would watch more content, which would help YouTube. Yeah, I never thought of it from that angle, but that might be another reason why they disable dislikes. I'm pretty sure it was mostly just to help big corporations not get dislike spammed. Are you still doing the weekly events? Did you change your team or... oh, I already did it earlier this stream. We've been using the same team the whole time. We're still using the one we showed on the Monday video, I'm pretty sure, right? The more expensive one. When in doubt, assume money, pretty much. But as far as the thing, I've been using this for the World event. Twin Claws with Elementalist just because EXP. There's a few other things you could put there if you want something else, tankier or something. But this is actually pretty tanky though because of Entangle. But Elementalist, Centaur again, Wardbreaker, Vanguard. I've been running this all week for the World event. It's been going pretty well. That has not failed us yet. But yeah, we've still been doing the same team. We already did all the battles earlier this stream. So I believe we need 4 more crowns. Feels like it's taking a bit longer today, but now we only need 3. It's maybe not too bad. All you have to do is say that's taking too long, and then they'll just render into existence. So hopefully that means the next 3 battles will just all be Battle Crasher. Not that lucky. We do need 3, right? Should be at 3. 4? 4? I thought we were at 3. Okay, never mind. I am 1 off on our calculation. Not sure how. I could have sworn we had another one already. If a video doesn't have enough dislikes for how bad you thought the video was, you'll end up disliking it. But now you can't see any of the dislikes. I still find it very strange using YouTube without the feature. Not sure if they're going to change it into the future or if there's just a permanent change at this point. Because supposedly they said they beta tested it somehow. And obviously this is just the full release of that feature. If you would really even call it a feature, it's more so a removal of a feature. Yeah, wow, I just got back-to-back. Nice, we only need 2 more. That's like time to get used to for sure. Right, 2 more crowns. Though we haven't gotten to the elusive 10th crown yet, which is the biggest concern. And I was going to say, don't be 1 mana short. Don't do that to us. Hey, a level 96 Elementalist. We're so close. Not today, though. 100% we'll have it by Friday night, I'm pretty sure at this point. Because just doing the dailies and finding the crowns tomorrow should easily bring us to 98. And then whatever's not done on Friday, will get done that night. So that means it only took us a week to max Elementalist then. Where half of it was done with gems and half of it was just done off of basically just dailies for the most part. Like I haven't really done much beyond like the daily farming stuff to try to get EXP. Because almost all of it was off of what? Adventure board, dungeons, Underworld, and the crown system thing. All of which are dailies. Oh, it's technically the crown one. That is a daily, but it's only a temporary daily. But every single one of those things is a daily system. Oh, and the world event. Which is also a daily. Let's see. But all dailies give 2 XP, which is why that's relevant. And some of them die really quick. Whereas something like what we're doing right now only gives 1 XP per battle. One HP? How could you do such a thing? He's 1 damage short of dying and 1 mana short of actually having the Rowan. Luckily a skull got him. We'll have the Elemental's Trial again next week. That sounds correct. Because I believe we also have a event for the kingdom itself. And if we have an event for the kingdom itself, that means we'll probably have the Clash Trial again. Which might be one of the quickest we've ever had a Clash Trial after already having a Clash Trial of the same one. However, that sounds correct. I believe we'll also have the faction that week too. Even though we just had the faction prior. Because next week's Friday is faction. Oh wait, but then we wouldn't have had it during the week, never mind. It'd still be a different faction. Because if it's happening next week, it wouldn't overlap with the other thing. Because it's not coming till Friday, the new faction. Next week's Friday, not tomorrow Friday. I mean, not 2 days from now Friday. It reminds you of a soap opera, the like-dislike button. So we're still in the hunt for the elusive 10th crown. Though in all fairness, we haven't been hunting for it long. At least yet, anyways. We'll find out in another, like, 10 minutes when we don't have it. Does any of the new faction troops have immune to poison? I don't believe so. I'll go check. If I can figure out how to check it, there it is. Let's see. No. No. That was not from the correct kingdom. Nope. Still no. Nope. Yeah, nothing from the new faction has any immune. Honestly, I don't think anything that this kingdom is getting will have immune to poison throughout the whole duration of everything. Because if we keep going down, this one doesn't. It's fireproof. So that would get in the way of like triple damage burning, but it doesn't get in the way of poison. That one has none. That one also has none. That's pretty much all of them then. But yeah, I don't believe any of the 16 troops coming with Nexus have immune to poison. Not a single one of them. There's 1 or 2 that has immune to burn, but none have immune to poison. Which means you can use Scorpius. And also, the reason I say 16 is we actually knew that there'd be 16 a while back. Obviously, all of them aren't in the game yet. But we're getting another 5 2 Fridays from now. I believe we're getting some next event week, too. Actually, we might be getting 7 new Nexus trips next week, aren't we? Because we're getting 2 on Monday. Then we're getting 5 that Friday. One's a Mythic and the other 4 are faction troops. So we're getting 7 new Nexus troops next week. That's a lot of Nexus troops. Actually, almost doubles how many Nexus troops there are now that I think about it. Especially if you're playing free-to-play. Because I don't even think free-to-play has 7 yet, do they? Yeah, we're getting 7 just next week alone. It's almost like the second half of the release of the kingdom. Let's see. Where's Nexus? So yeah, free-to-play currently has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, free-to-play currently has 6. If you paid, you have 8. Well, technically 10 if you super paid. But you have like 8 to 10 if you paid. 6 if you're free-to-play. And next week we get an additional 7. And that additional troop that I was referring to should be the Bounty Hunter troop. That's not coming next week. It should be coming that subsequent week. And then that'd be all 16 of them. Or 18. Wait, how many is that number? That would be 18, actually. How'd that become 18? Well, I guess because I didn't count the lovers and probably one other troop. But yeah, that'd be 18 then. Nexus troops. By the end of it all. Possibly even 19 if their lovers does something Nexus related. Anyways. Let's see, where are we? Still need that final crown. The elusive 10th crown. We will find it. We're not ending the stream until we have found that 10th crown. Shouldn't take that long, though. But yeah, I do hope they do something to adjust the 10th drop rate. Or even just made it less luck-based in general. Where it's like after X amount of battles, you just find it. Kind of like how after X amount of battles, you just get like a pity vault key. It'd be nice if they kind of did something similar for these. Except just based on number of battles. Another system that would have been kind of nice is just to have like the weekly system, kind of like what they do for Ward Event, but have like another separate one for these. So that it's not a daily system, it's a weekly system. And that way you can also do it even if you come in the very last day, you can still do all of the duration. But the way they have it now, it's like a daily timer kind of thing. Which is kind of annoying because if you can only play like a lot on one day, normally in Gems of War, you can kind of get most of the stuff on a given week done in just a single day. But this is one of the things that you can't. There he is. This is the number that you get is capped per day. And skipping on one day does not allow the next day to give you more. Ah, there's our 10 for today. And we get some more copies of the Mermaid. And a handful of gems. And a deed. And some writs. That is writs, right? Yeah, writs. I sometimes get the icon with the writs and treasure maps confused. However, normally when you see a ridiculously high number of them, it normally is writs and not treasure maps. Because that'd be kind of funny if you got 30 treasure maps there. I know they're useless, but they don't have to hand that many of them. Oh, we get Imperial tomorrow. On paid side. Scythe's kind of underwhelming when that comes in this Friday. I'm not even sure we're really going to go over it much. Like, it just stuns everything. That's it, pretty much. It's pretty meh. And we already know, like, obviously, creating elemental stars is even worse than wild cards. And even creating 3 or 4 wild cards is already bad. So creating 3 elemental stars is technically even worse. The one nice thing about elemental stars, it does have that extra destroy. So if one of them does land, I guess it's kind of okay. Because you might get a bit of board control out of it. Though it still has the same issue with wild cards, where if you're spawning a really, really small amount of them, they have no control over where they're going to go. Like, the one reason why that one epic is so good is because you get to choose, Shaylee. Because you get to choose where the one elemental star goes, so you can normally use it for a really good combo. However, when they're just placed randomly, the small of a number off of elemental stars and wild cards are just so bad. If that was like 5 or higher, that wouldn't be that bad. But that weapon's almost not going to be used because it has no damage on it. Like, if this was like AoE, 5 elemental stars and like, you know, like some amount of damage to all enemies based on magic plus like 5 or something, This would be a pretty good weapon. But the lack of damage and the way too low amount of elemental stars makes it pretty bad. They need to at least give it some damage or something. It's literally a scythe too. All scythe weapons pretty much do full AoE damage. But this one does literally none, which seems kind of weird. Do we have a deed book? Yeah, we have like 1 or 2 deed books on this side. I don't think we've gotten either of them yet. Yeah, one of them's at 47, the other one's at like 37. Both the 7s. Oh, so I've heard this is infinitely repeatable, the final 5. Though it's not worth like mass buying up to because nothing there is like that worthwhile. It just keeps repeating these same 5 rewards. Where you get a little bit of medals, some gem keys, some more gem keys, a vault key, which basically worth nothing these days. Well, not that it's worth nothing. It still has the same value, if not more. But you know, you can get so many more vault keys. So getting a single vault key is not as impressive anymore. And a little orb there. But it's not worth buying up to. Because the cost of spending 500 gems to cycle through this once. This is not 500 gems worth of loot. At most, this is like, what, 200 gems worth of loot? Maybe 300. Not even. Probably closer to 200. So spending 500 to cycle through it, or a bunch of money, is definitely not worth it. However, if you do it literally every single day, you actually get, how many for free? I believe you'd get 2 cycles of this for free. No, is it even more than that? Because you'd finish this by, so 10 extra days. 10 extra days gives you 20 rewards. So you can actually cycle through this 4 times for free, or for the paid pass. Or, you know, for free as in you don't have to spend any gems and you don't have to spend this very not worth it $10 thingy that didn't even want to load. Good, don't ever load, it's not worth it. But without spending money and without spending gems, just off a standard paid side, it would take, you would cycle through Royal Pass only extra rewards 4 times. So you'd get 4 orbs, 8 Orpheus medals, math, 16 gem keys, and 4 vault keys then. It doesn't say that, but that's effectively what you end up getting. But anyways, guys, we will be back. Also, hello Logic Slayer, if I didn't already say hi. But also Kosh as well. So did I catch your question? No, I answered that question. But yeah, Scorpius and Nexus is going to be good for a while. It could possibly be for months or even upwards of a year before it really gets a poison immune troop. So it's going to be very similar to the other location where for like a year, almost 2 years, you were able to run it. Urskea. It's basically going to become the new Urskea for running Scorpius. I still personally feel like it's better to run Zuguf if you have it though. But if you want to change a pace, running Scorpius and Nexus is still pretty good. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow if you celebrate Thanksgiving. We will be back same time as always. I will still have our normally scheduled stream, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, an hour prior to now tomorrow. If I am slightly late, it's because I am too stuffed to move. I am immobilized by food is the only reason we would not be up at that time. But I should be up at standard time that we always stream every night, even though the holiday. Because I'll be doing most of it during earlier in the day. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by as always. Hope you all have a wonderful week, a wonderful holiday if you celebrate, and I'll catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone.